What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, doing a video today purely for fun, which is talking about Black Friday 2018. You see, I grew up extremely poor, unable to buy basically any games whatsoever, so this is a holiday that I looked forward to almost all year because it was really the time where I was going to get a chance to stretch my dollars out and grab some really big cool experiences for a tiny price. And this year, there is some great deals out there, but I want to tell you specifically about the 13 games I'm definitely buying, and a lot of cool stuff that you guys should keep an eye on. Let's begin by talking about Walmart. Now, normally I feel like Walmart keeps their stuff relatively cheap, but this year it looks like they're trying to basically put discounts on games that normally have no price drops ever, mostly stuff like Nintendo games. So for this, the main things that I'm looking forward to grabbing is Skyrim for Nintendo Switch. Now, obviously I've beaten Skyrim like 15 times, but they're having it for $35. And I already own it digitally, but I want to buy it for my girlfriend for Christmas, so don't let her know. Next up, I really want to get Dragon Ball FighterZ on Switch, because I freaking love this game on PS4 and haven't really played anything other than the beta on Switch. So being able to have a full-scale, crazy, giant, awesome fighting game on a handheld sounds great. Now, moving on from there, something I'm definitely going to have to get is Far Cry 5. Now, this game is good, it's fun co-op, but I've been wanting to get it on Xbox One because I played it digitally with a review code on PS4, but almost all my friends who bought it for some reason own it on Xbox. And since it is only $25, that is a steal of a deal for a full co-op adventure. Now, next up is something that's a little bit more peculiar, which is Resident Evil 7 and all its DLC. I think they're calling it like the Gold Edition. That's usually how Capcom likes to phrase their stuff. They're selling it on PS4 for $17. Now, just the game alone, the main story of it, totally worth that price. So having that, plus all the new side content, completely worth that price tag. Now, the other stuff that Walmart has that I think is really cool that you guys should look into if you don't already have it is some really major deals. One of them being a PlayStation Slim, or the PS4 Slim, the tinier one, with a copy of Spider-Man for $200. This is undeniably a crazy steal of a deal. If you don't have it, this is the way to jump on, because honestly, Spider-Man is one of the must-buy games for the console. Other great stuff they have is a bunch of $40 controllers, really cheap hardware and stuff for all the different systems, and that's something I'm personally going to be stocking up on, because I feel like a lot of times I wear my controllers down a lot. The fact that I have to beat 60 games a year means that my stuff kind of just falls into shambles, so I'm going to be stocking up on those discounted controllers. When it comes to games though, I'm really impressed that they're selling Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for dirt cheap, God of War for $25. Yes, we're talking about the new one that is just so crazy good, and stuff like some 3DS games. Like one that really jumped out to me specifically is the Ocarina of Time remake. Now, obviously, they have these games for $20 normally, but the fact that they're getting a bigger, steeper discount than that is remarkable. I mean, most people don't own a 3DS at this point, but I do, and I still want to grab cheap stuff for it whenever I can see it. Now, real quickly, I want to talk Best Buy deals, because in general, almost everything that Best Buy has is really, really good. I mean, their sale in general is good, but it's definitely more hardware focused. So from them, I'm first going to be buying one game, which is I want to get Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, because it is going to be $20. Yes, I'm trying to really, basically, as you can tell, I'm trying to get more games for my physical Switch collection. I own like 4 physical Switch games, so I'm trying to basically expand on that. So this is a good chance to basically have that on my shelves. The other thing I want to get is they're doing a lot of big discounts on big pieces of tech. So I'm actually going to be buying 2 things from them, which is a PlayStation VR, simply because finally it seems like it's in a place where I feel like the price is right and the games are finally good enough that I want to jump on board. And the other thing is I need to buy an Xbox One S. My Xbox is the launch model, it's a giant VCR, and it's starting to make a weird hum. So I feel like now is definitely the time to replace it with something that way I can keep playing games. The reason I'm not buying an Xbox One X yet is just because, honestly, I don't have a 4K TV, and I feel like it really wouldn't be the best. I feel like I wouldn't get a ton out of it. Unlike, I feel like the PlayStation 4 Pro, it does a lot to upscale frame rate and stuff, so I'm probably going to get a PS4 Pro soon. Actually, a fan said they were mailing me one, so we'll see if that appears in my P.O. box. Now, the last thing that I really want to talk about is the digital sales, because this is where I feel like both Microsoft and Sony are going all out. At this point, Nintendo hasn't really talked about their digital sales anywhere that I could find, so it's possible that they're having some giant sale on the eShop and it just hasn't appeared yet. But already, Microsoft and Sony have wheeled out their big giant sales, and I have to say that they're very, very impressive. Now, almost everything I'm talking about here are deals that are cross-platform, so you can get it on whatever console you own, except for the couple PS exclusives I'm going to be talking about here. So, first and foremost, let's go over the games that I am definitely buying. First up, Persona 5 for $20 freaking dollars. Persona 5 for $20. I'll be honest, I got a copy of it back in the day from Atlas, I reviewed it, and I ended up trading it in for store credit when it was really valuable. So I wanted to buy it again to support the developers, because honestly, every time you buy stuff, it helps them fund a sequel, and second of all, for that price, I mean, that's worth it digitally right there. Next up is Mortal Kombat XL. Now, I played Mortal Kombat back in the day, and I like Mortal Kombat X a lot, but I never got to really try any of the DLC characters. So this is the game, the base game, plus all the extra new fighters for $6. $6. Yes. Speaking of another game that's $6, or I'm sorry, $5, Batman Return to Arkham Collection, which is the remastered editions of the early games. So cool, definitely worth $5. Next up is the Borderlands Handsome Collection for $20. Now, I'll be completely honest, I think that this is still a little bit more than I'd like. I wish that this was like $15, but it's still such a remarkable deal that I'm definitely going to grab it, because I just love co-op fun. I mean, being able to play through games with my buddies, and specifically my roommates, who are basically like my awesome brothers, that is so freaking fun. So I'm going to be grabbing that, along with Cuphead for $16, which is sale on Xbox One. Now, that's just another game that I want to beat co-op. When I did finish it, I actually played through it solo originally on PC. So I want to go through it again now on my actual Xbox, mostly because I want to get the achievements and stuff. And that's really a game that I think I want to try and do a master file on, just because it's so tough. That's some good bragging rights. Now, the next one you guys are going to laugh at me for, but you gotta keep in mind, I'm obsessed with Final Fantasy, so they're doing a sale of Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition on PS4. Now, don't laugh. My thing is, I'm not grabbing it because it's a good game. I'm getting it because it's finally been discounted severely, and I just want to try and get the trophies. I just want to basically beat it, start to finish, record the whole thing, and just have that archived footage, and I think it's quirky enough. It's kind of cutesy, it's kind of weird, so I'll play through it on PS4. So, I mean, why not? Now, the last thing I'm really wanting to buy is Quantum Break on Xbox One because it's $10. I am a huge fan of Alan Wake, and this is sort of like a time-travel-y sequel to it, so I'm super hyped to be able to play through that again. I beat it back at launch, but that was like 5 years ago now, so at this point, I'll be honest, I've forgotten big chunks of Quantum Break, and I've definitely forgotten most of the plot twists, so this is a good excuse to get out a tenner and finally go through it. Now, the last games that I really want to highlight are some games that I'm not buying, but are on here, and are actually so deeply discounted that I think you guys should pick them up if you haven't already. So what they have here is, I'm just going to read off some ones. Last of Us Remastered for $6. Horizon with all of its DLC, which is easily 100 hours of fun, for $15. And another good one is Fallout 4. Okay, so obviously Fallout 76 has a lot of problems, but Fallout 4 and all of its DLC is really fun. I think that the expansions are very well written. Alright, yes, of course it's not as good as Fallout 3 in New Vegas, but Fallout 4 is still really, really fun. And for a cheap deal, it's definitely worth picking up. And the very last thing is Wolfenstein 2, a very overlooked gem that deserves your cash. Because honestly, Bethesda is out there trying their best, even when they end up making a total dud like Fallout 76. But this has just been my off-the-cuff, basically grocery list of everything I'm buying, and it's been fun. I really wish you guys the very best Thanksgiving and the best time hunting down those good deals coming up on Black Friday. Now, I'm going to go have some fun with my family, and I'm probably going to take a couple days off, just to kind of hang out, read some books, and honestly, play all these freaking games. You guys rock. Thanks so much for watching. Give this video a like, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. I love Thanksgiving. Oh, hey, I was just playing a little bit of Grand Theft Auto on my Darth Vader PSP. Are you curious what I'm going to come out with next? Well, if you click this button, you'll be subscribed to be the first to know. Also, if you click over here and here, you can see my latest review and my latest top 10. I promise, it was super good. Or it was really bad and I'm sure you can just make fun of me in the comments. Either way, it'll be a lot of fun. Thanks so much for watching.